It is now time for Ask the Expert. Ever feel like you're living in your own version of the movie Groundhog Day, where you're just kind of stuck in a financial rut? Well, break free from the cycle is as easy as fixing just a few common mistakes.
Let's hope so. Joining us live this afternoon, financial professional Brad Allen with wealthwisconsin.com. So why are we living this nightmare over and over and over again?
Well, the average American right now is living paycheck to paycheck, so that makes it really hard to save money, you know, for short-term things like vacations or long-term things like retirement. So there's a lot of common mistakes people make when they're thinking about saving money.
What's number one?
Number one is late payments. So late payments are huge. You want to make sure you're paying all your bills on time. Late fees are basically throwing money out the window, right? So whether it's a household bill or a credit card, you know, credit cards especially, because if you pay those late, that affects your credit.
$35.
Not only that, but it affects your credit too. So if you're trying to get a car later or home, that has a negative impact on that. So the best way to combat that is to make it automatic. Have it come from your checking and savings account every single month on the same day at the same time. That way you don't have to remember it, and you're certainly not going to forget it.
Sure.
What about interest rates?
Interest rates are a big one. I mean, fun fact is that the average American this year is going to pay $1,200 in interest on their credit card.
Okay.
That's on their credit card, not their student loans, their car payments, their mortgage. I mean, all that kind of stuff adds up over time. So you really want to try to tackle your debt as much as possible. And you want to create a debt snowball for yourself where you're throwing, you know, take the lowest balance that you have, throw all the money that you can every single month at that debt, and then pay the minimum balance and everything else. Once you get that paid off, move to the next lowest. You're creating that snowball or that momentum over time.
So what about that nice little savings account I have in my bank? Is that doing any good?
Well, I mean, you have to think about inflation, right? A lot of people are just putting money into checking and savings, but you're not keeping up with inflation over time. So we need to start thinking about 401ks, IRAs, annuities, whatever account that you have to keep up with that inflation, have that money work for you over time.
And then when we have those big purchases like cars, like homes, how should we handle those?
Well, I mean, you want to make sure that
Don't ignore the upkeep.
Don't ignore the upkeep. I mean, especially on a thing like a house, right? So your home is your biggest investment. So you want to make sure you maintain that home throughout the time that you live there to get the best
That can be
bang
hard
for
to
your
do,
buck.
you know. I mean, you're looking at
That
those
costs a
budget
lot,
things,
right?
and you're like, let's do that next year, and we'll do it next year.
It
you know,
adds
especially
up
the
over
roof,
time.
a new
But that
furnace.
leak gets bigger. You
Right,
do it
yeah,
now.
It seems, yeah.
The windows, the doors, all that kind of stuff adds up. So you want the best bang for your buck, the biggest return on your investment when you do sell it. So keeping up down the road.
And retirement.
It's
The
gonna
biggest
happen.
one out of the five, right? So a lot of people, only 1/3 of Americans have a retirement account right now.
Wow.
And, you know, everybody's going to retire. We can't all work forever. So we have to have that nest egg for ourselves. You have to make sure you're contributing 10% per month to your retirement accounts in order for it to be there for you down the road.
So let me ask you, if you feel overwhelmed by
Yeah.
everything you just said, how do we just tackle that financial situation?
Right.
Just one little step. How do we get started?
The biggest thing you can do is just simplify it for yourself. Create a plan that you can follow and that you can maintain. If you're not somebody who likes to stick to plans or can't keep doing it, that's when you want to consult a financial professional to kind of walk you through the different steps, not only help you put the plan together, but also implement that plan and keep it going over time.
Good information. Thanks for sharing it with us. If you have a question for our experts, email them at asktheexpert@today'stmj4.com. You can also leave a voicemail. We have the number